Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
In a world of heroes, villains, 6 British actors will come together to play Pathfinder. It's sort of like D&D, but also really not like D&D. Join Falter.
I immediately regret this decision!
Caragor.
Oh, I see you, Kenneth.
Velda.
Behold my arcane powers!
Shania.
Yes, I've cracked your case!
M.
No, kill him.
And the Dungeon Master for an actual play podcast that takes adventure seriously. Available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, and from DangerClubPodcast.com. Danger Club, let's roll. God, doing that voice hurts.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a Spurner. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 392.
Coming at you live.
On tape.
On tape. From the sexiest podcast network? We should have a network. Sexiest podcast on a network. Mm-hmm. How long has it been since we recorded in the same room?
Man, I don't know.
I know.
It was probably... the last time I remember us recording together was, if I'm not mistaken, it was the 350 episode or something like that. It was some milestone episode. I remember us recording.
Right.
Because we had a bunch of like emails from people. Maybe it was 300?
I don't know.
That'd be like 2 years ago.
Nah,
that doesn't seem
possible.
right.
Well, we've for sure done enthusiast leads ago, or like beer fest ones.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But dude, same room. You got some beers.
Yep.
You have a sub in you. I got some
Yep.
combos in me.
Yep.
This is going to be a true testament to the technology of this double insulated Stanley growler I have.
I'm just assuming it's cough syrup at this point.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know when Fall Beer Fest was.
Dude, it's been a minute.
Yes, Detroit. I'm just gonna hit the Googler real quick.
Yeah, for anyone listening, Tony has a growler of a beer, and
Jesus Christ!
wow,
The studio's falling apart.
So, anyways, it was from the Fall Beer Fest from Founders, and yeah, it's still sealed in the growler.
Still sealed in the growler from October 27th.
All right.
So
This should be terrible.
Jesus Christ, headphones.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to turn out to be A-OK.
Yeah, it certainly won't be the worst thing I've ever had. Because I drank, I don't know if you remember this or not, at one of our gatherings of our friends from forever ago.
Right.
I drank a very old Miller Lite that was in one of the like stub neck bottles.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And it was awful.
Well, this is Scotch Cherry Whoop Whoop.
Yeah.
Which is a Scotch. I just had to pull up on my phone. I don't know where that went.
Yeah.
You know?
It's inspired by Faygo Rock and Rye.
Yeah. Faygo Rock and Rye inspired Scottish ale.
There you go.
Coming at you at a 7.8%. We got a half a gallon of this bitch. Here's the moment though. When I pop the top.
Yep.
I hope it doesn't explode. Oh my God, that'd be embarrassing.
Yeah, I would
I just clean these floors.
maybe hold it away from your computer.
Yeah, maybe, right?
It's like opening Capone's vault.
I know, right? Well, it didn't pop like a growler normally does, like this normally does.
Right.
That kind of makes me sad.
Yeah,
we're gonna pour this mug.
All right. Wow. This is going to be interesting.
Well, it is a distinct lack of carbonation.
Okay. Did it?
That is a full glass, sir.
Yeah, it is. Well, at least it didn't like separate or something.
I'll just take a little sip. You can have that one.
You son of a bitch. It certainly smells like alcohol.
Oh, you know what? Mine's got a little fizzy action to it.
There's a touch on mine too.
You know, I'm gonna get a picture to document this mug. Mm-hmm. These headphones are pissing me off, by the way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty dang annoying.
Yeah, we're having some technical audio issues here.
Mm-hmm.
Our headphones like to cut out. I know everyone's super interested in that.
Yeah, please tell us more about your technical difficulties.
Yeah, I will, you bitches.
Classic salty language.
Classic salty language.
Technology hates us. We haven't said that in a long time.
I love this growler, though. This growler makes me feel good in my testicles.
I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty nervous about this.
I'm kind of amped.
Well, here's why I'm nervous.
Okay,
because I'm kind of mad at myself that it's taken us this long to have this beer when just on the surface, this beer is literally everything I could want in a beer.
Yeah.
It's a Scotch ale. It's got cherry, Michigan cherry, vanilla, a little hint of vanilla, I think. You know, it's like alcohol.
All the boozes.
Yeah, so I'm nervous that, you know, it's going to be bad and then I'll cry.
Well, if you want, I'll...
You ready?
Yeah, we should... Yeah, you're too far away.
Yeah, it's too far away. Ding. Clang. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. I don't think it's gone bad at all.
No, I think it's gone even better.
It's pretty good. Do you know, honestly, what it reminded me of drinking was almost like drinking a wine.
Yeah.
Almost.
It's definitely a little fruity.
Well, yeah, that too. But also because there's not a lot of carbonation to it at this point.
But look at mine, though. I got a nice, what do they call that, a lacing? I got a nice lacing on my glass.
Stop it.
Dude, I'm a fucking, what do they call those guys? I'm a Cicero.
A fancy gentleman?
No, those are the guys that are like sommeliers for beer.
Oh, I thought Cicero was like Romeo's best friend or something.
Fuck yeah, he is.
That's not
it either.
I just want people to know I know it's not him.
You son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
No, I'm really not either.
Not mad at that at all.
Gotta say, I still wish we would have cracked it fresh, but,
I mean,
it still seems fine.
It's still pretty good.
It definitely still tastes like a Scotch ale.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't taste funky.
That's why I wasn't super worried about it, because if it was like an IPA, I'd be like, man, it's sitting that long.
Yeah.
But a Scotch ale just sitting there, just doing its own little murky thing in my fridge.
Just murky thing.
Just hanging out, getting evil in there, fucking witchcraft and dark arts happening.
I like it.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying the flavor of this.
I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna go get some Rock and Rye and just start dumping it in my Scotch ales.
Dude, if that actually worked.
Part of me kind of wants to try it just to see how it is.
You never know. It could be amazing. You could do it, like grab a little dirty bastard action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have some. That's why I was like, I already have Scotch ale. I just need to find some Rock and Rye, which is not as easy to find as you'd think in this area.
Because all the juggalos are drinking it up like a bunch of idiots?
No, actually, it's a lot of it's because, for those of you who didn't live around here anyway, growing up, Faygo was kind of like a generic soda here. It was almost because the store brands, they didn't really have a big selection of store brands. They'd have cola, diet cola, lemon lime, orange. That's pretty much, those kind of things. Whereas Faygo had a variety of flavors.
Oh, yeah.
And they were way cheaper.
Yo, dog, you like Moon Mist? 3 liters for $1.99.
Right?
Because they didn't have 2-liter bottles. They had
3-liter
bottles.
Yeah.
Man, I want to be hydrated and get diabetes.
Done and done. I can check both of those off my list. Where's my achievement trophy? Oh, it's an insulin pen.
Yeah, achievement unlocked. Stab in my leg.
Yeah, insulin. Yeah. Well, I mean, I do stab my leg.
But that's true. But that's to get shredded.
That's to get swole, right. Yeah. So anyway, it was, but I grew up, I know you did too. We used to drink Faygo like crazy.
Fuck yeah.
And part of it was the price. Cause even when the plastic bottles went to 20 ounce, Faygo had 24 ounce or something. In fact, they still do.
Yeah.
They had 24 ounces for less money. A lot of times the 24 ounce was 79 cents, whereas Pepsi for this, for the 20 ounce was $1,
I dare you to drink a Red Pop and go, ugh.
Yeah. I will say this. I've had better Red Pops.
Really?
Yeah.
This podcast is over.
Well, there's some in the South, was it cherry wine and, what's that other one?
Grandma Schmeckles.
No, Big Red. Big Red. I like those better, but, it's a lot of it's going to come down to somebody going, well, I like 7-Up more than Sprite. It's like that kind of thing. It's they're both fine.
One's refreshing, one's got lime in. You both get throat punched.
I'm on a lemon-free diet.
I don't eat mythical citrus. Throat punch.
Oh man, I will say this though, a lot of the Faygo stuff was a pretty good replacement.
Oh yeah.
Although in fact, there's no generic replacement for Coke or Pepsi. They have very distinct flavors,
for sure.
But Faygo's, all their other stuff, and then there was Ohana lemonade that we used to crush.
Oh, dude, Ohana means family. That was before Lilo and Stitch.
Right? And Ohana fruit punch.
Yeah, Ohana lemonade, man.
We remember how many times we mixed that with vodka when we were both unemployed?
Yes. Ohana means no mercy until 3 a.m. while I'm seeing double.
Yeah, I was going to say Ohana means Brian and Tony are hammered.
Yeah, Ohana, in Hawaiian, that means cirrhosis.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Good times.
Hell yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And then the Juggalos came in.
Yeah, and ruined everything.
Right.
No, and you know what? I will say this. This is one of the few things I will say in their favor is I'm glad that they've probably single-handedly kept Faygo alive.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do walk into the grocery stores now, the store brand selection is huge. Kroger's got a ton of stuff, and they've even got a line of real sugar ones
sugar
now.
Stuff. I've seen that.
And they've got some that are kind of what do you call it? Craft sodas.
What was that? What was that company that had
By craft sodas, I don't mean craft dinner as a drink.
Right.
Delicious.
What was that? What was that soda company? They would have the artsy boxes. You could get a 4-pack of
Jones?
Kiwi mango. Yeah, Jones soda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, there's a dog on my bottle. This picture was taken by Bill Paxton or whatever.
Wow, really? Bill Paxton?
I know, the actor.
Wow.
He loves Jones soda and dogs. You should see his sensual dog book. It's great.
Is there a picture of Jones soda in there as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, if not, I'm right out.
It's right out.
Right out.
Right out.
You know, it is funny though, like I still find myself, like actually last week I was with my brother, we stopped at a Speedway, and I'm like, I'm gonna go grab something to drink. I go in and I was like, I'm gonna grab a Coke or whatever, and then I looked and Coke's like $2, and then there it was just, I see Rock and Rye just sitting there saying, Brian, why aren't you drinking me?
Like, bitch, I'm over here.
Like, I'm cheaper. There's more of me, and I'm cheaper.
And I'm delicious.
And I taste great. I was like, you're right.
I'm like, Jesus, Rock and Rye.
And it was pretty weird that it was talking to me. But, you know.
I don't even know what is Rock and Rye flavor?
My guess, the closest thing I can guess would be kind of like cherry vanilla.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Because I think that was the inspiration, like, for this beer we're drinking.
Right.
You know? But I don't know for sure. All I know is I loved it. Because I remember I don't remember the first time I had it, but I know it was at your house. Mm-hmm. Because you used to get it all the time. And the first time I had it, I'm like, this is the bee's knees, if you will.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's this website I just found called The Soda Jerks. And we're to review soda.
Oh, good. I was hoping it wasn't a porn site.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Like, which soda's best for jerking off?
I'm not going to give the whole thing. Please report it's not your... Okay, so the guy says, easily identifies a cream soda after a quick whiff. There's also what might consider a bubblegum aroma, which present.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which turns me a bit to the soda. So he's like, bubblegum, boo. He says, but hopefully it won't translate into the flavor.
Dude, do you remember that bubblegum soda when we were children?
I do remember.
Was that Hubba Bubba or Bubblicious? It was one of them.
Yeah, Bubbles, fuck off.
Or Bubble Yum.
Yeah, Bubble
Yum. It was
Yum.
Bubble Yum. Yeah, this stuff was gross.
It says it'd be such a disappointment if this is just another bubblegum cream soda.
Oh.
So he says, please report it's not your standard bubblegum fare at all. The cola flavor present in early stages of this guy's like tasting it like it's craft beer.
Right.
The cola flavor present in early stages of my sip, but it vanishes quickly and transforms into something more akin to a red cream soda. Throughout all of this is a delightful artificial cherry taste. Can be enjoyed, which will bring up zero similarities to cherry medicine.
True.
It is very well executed, in my opinion.
It's very true. If you're one of those people that can't drink cherry flavored stuff because it just reminds you of cough medicine, this does not at all.
Right.
It does have a cherry flavor. You know what I'd love to see? And somebody has to have done this in Michigan now with the craft beer/soda movement. Somebody has to have made hey, we're going to make Rock and Rye.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we're going to do all these notes in like a craft soda instead of...
Oh, for sure.
That way you're using like real Michigan cherries, which are delicious.
Yes. And like real like cane sugar and that sweet, delicious Michigan lake water. Everyone's like, it makes our beer taste better, which it might.
Secret ingredient, baby.
This is a snifter.
Yeah. I can barely taste the lead.
Have you got a nose of this yet?
Yeah, I have. I can barely taste the lead.
Shit. Yeah, I know.
Remember I told you, I was like, it sure smells like alcohol.
Yeah.
Because it certainly does.
Oh, it smells good though, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I said, even looking at it, like if you look, like kind of let the light hit it a little bit, it looks...
Well, it's got that red tinge to it.
Yeah. Like, and that's why I was kind of like, it kind of reminds me of wine a little bit because the thickness of it, and
it's good.
But it's a Scotch ale. Those are generally
I'm digging this shit.
Yeah.
Cherry whoop whoop. It's checked in, and I checked it in if you want.
Awesome.
Do your homework later.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll probably get that handled. So yeah, that was. So that. So we can't really recommend it because that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll ever make it again.
Probably not.
Because that was for anyone who's new to the show at the Fall Beer Fest. Was it 7? I think different breweries
had Faygo-inspired beer.
Yeah, and I was like, the first thing I looked for, of course, was Rock and Rye because that's my jam.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that also my favorite brewery was the one making it, a tear rolled.
Yeah, I know.
I was so happy. And then that was like,
I
was like, and it says Scotch next to it. Perfect.
Right.
This is the exact. I can't think of another beer that I would put with it. Because even like porters and stuff I think they're a little too coffee.
Too coffee, too smoky, too chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a Scotch ale, I mean, you got to go easy with the smoke on the Scotch ale, but you know.
Well, a Scotch ale's always been your jam.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is true. I do have a love affair with Scotch ales.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's a fine beer.
All right.
Good thing we got a couple snifters to plow through at least.
Sweet Christmas.
Oh, well, speaking of that, I do have a contingency plan, Brian.
Okay.
Oh, I just stabbed my fucking hand going in my pocket.
I don't give a shit about your hand. What's the... No.
Yeah, I should never wear my dick knife when I'm podcasting.
Wait.
So, in the event, Brian.
Everyone now is like, dick knife.
So in the event, Brian, that we get a little too wasted here.
Yeah.
And you need to get home. I have a $25 Uber gift card. So I'll just put that in the middle of the table.
Yeah. As long as one of us is good enough to just call Logan down here to do it for us. Yeah. You call me an Uber.
There you go. Just in case we need it. It's there.
Fair enough. Do you know what I think I love about Uber is like when I look at this, like I do so many of these games on like my iPad where you have to find like, it gives you a set of letters and you have to find as many words as you can out of them.
Yeah, for sure.
So every time I look at Uber, all I see is Rube.
Oh yeah, good call.
Because, because there's certainly the letters there. But.
Yeah, I got that from my Old Works Christmas party.
That's smart to give people after a work Christmas party. Cause,
well, no, I just wanted it in a raffle.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
It wasn't like everyone gets an Uber card.
Well, I wouldn't think, especially not like $20. But, I could see maybe giving a, $5 or $10 one out just to help a little bit.
Right? To
encourage using an Uber, maybe.
Well, they did actually say, they're like, hey, if anyone can't drive home, if you get a cab or get an Uber, just bring us a receipt and we'll reimburse you.
Nice.
So
you gotta like it when you get the Uber counts because you're hammered.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it is their fault.
It was a hell of a party too. It was a good time.
I mean, that's what you're hoping for
sure. Anywho, how was your week, mate?
Cold. Because I'm sure
cold.
Everyone listening pretty much is probably dealing with this crap too. And I know we didn't even get it as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, exactly.
We
got it worse because we were here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the others didn't affect us at all.
No, I'm in Minnesota. I hear it's cold, but I'm down here.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really affect me.
There was somebody in one of the Twitter rooms I'm in that posted something about how it was cold where they were. It was like -6. And there's a woman in there from Minnesota that was basically like, fuck you. And I was like, yeah, I'm amen to that. I'm like, cause at the time, I think it was like -20 here. Yeah. So, yeah. And that was the warmest part of the night. As the night went on, it was dropping.
Yeah, I know the one morning I got up to go to work and I literally started my car a half hour before I had to go.
Yeah, smart move.
And when I was driving to work, it was like -16.
That's pretty awesome.
And that, the car thermometers don't do the wind chill.
Oh, right, yeah.
And my car was moving.
Oh, yeah, so that wind was really strong.
Yeah, it was like, oh God, I'm so glad I don't work outdoors anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had to go outside for a couple things. Like I cleaned off our, patio so that, cause, Jim has nurses that are coming in for the first couple weeks.
They're on their own. If they slip and fall, they can fix.
Seriously.
They already got degrees for that reason.
They got insurance, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Why should I go potentially break my neck?
Goddamn right.
So, I just went, but it was super easy because we didn't get a lot of snow with it, so it was pretty easy to just push. What made it horrible was the night that I went to the store with my brother and I come back and it looked like, cause it was raining that day, it looked like, how like when there's snow and it rains and you can kind of see through the snow cause it's melting it.
Yeah.
I thought it was that. So I go to get out of his car. Dude, there was probably 2 inches of just mush on the ground. Just slush.
Oh, fucking Brian Mushfoot Stewart.
Dude, and I'm wearing my Adidas, which have breathable fabrics, which that's on me. I was really dumb. I should have, worn my boots or something.
Right.
So I'm like, cause as soon as I step it, I'm like, feet is just soaked.
Yeah, jacked up foot.
Like, so.
Now I'm gonna have to cut it off.
Yeah.
Her hypothermia set in.
Right, exactly. So I just squished my way to the door and,
there is no worse feeling than a wet shoe.
It's pretty awful. I'm
gonna start calling people that I don't like.
You're a
wet shoe. Because it is a terrible feeling.
It is, yeah. It's pretty awful. The worst part is when you can't do anything about it.
That's true.
Like I remember one of the times I worked at Hollywood Video. I went out to get the Dropbox and just around the Dropbox was basically just a swamp. There was no way to get into that thing without getting deep in it, basically.
Right.
And my feet were all soaked, and I go back in, and I went into the employee bathroom, and I'm just like hitting the dryer, just holding my shoe and my
enough.
sock, trying to dry them out a little bit, because it was, it's like I still had like 5 hours left in my shift. It's either that or I'm going down to Target to get some socks.
Buy some new shoes.
Maybe that too. Yeah.
I did that once. We were, doing the old truck driving when I completely blew the ass out of a pair of my pants.
Right.
And I just walked in with my ass hanging out and bought some jeans.
You didn't have to buy the jeans at least, because they were like, "Sir,
hey,
please cover your ass."
Is that a dick knife? Yes, it is. Actually,
now, I'm picturing like either a switchblade or one that you fold out, and it is literally shaped like a dick.
I'm sure that exists.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm not Googling it either.
No, I certainly no, I'm not going to risk that.
That's going to be the series of novels I'm going to start writing.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like the Jack Reacher books, but it's going to be Dick Knife. That's the dude's name.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Richard Knife. But it's Dick Knife.
No, do you know what it is? Everyone calls him, it's either got to be everyone calls him Richard and he insists on being called Dick, or the other way. I don't know which is funnier, but,
Either way is good for me.
Right. It's like, no, it's Dick.
It's Dick. Like Dick Knife? They just stabs him with his dick.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a way to die.
What a way to die.
An STD and a stab wound.
Poison blade.
Which is also, ironically, the name of my autobiography.
STD and a stab wound.
The untold story of Brian.
I guess someone got up the old gonorrhea shank.
Yep. Oh, man. That kind of had to happen back in, like, pirate days, right? They kind of did everything with their knives.
Maybe?
They, like, shave, trim their scrot, like, whatever.
I guess.
So,
yeah. Somebody just had some sort of awful herp outbreak. They're like, let me just carve these off with my cutlass.
Cutlass. Not even like a little knife. Cutlass.
Exactly. I'll load these little mugs into my blunderbuss. Yeah. Someone's going to get a face full of something.
I like it.
Terrible idea.
Yeah, it is. When you said cutlass, though, my head went to car.
Oh.
So, I'll
got the back tires spinning.
I'll trim something off with my cutlass. Just run them over.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I already told you, so whatever. But my favorite story of the cold was from my old coworker. Because the basement I worked in there was like a direct vent to the outside for some reason.
That's smart.
And I get it, it's not like you got to circulate air because it's a kitchen and stuff, but there should be a way to control it.
Yeah.
Like I did as best I could as I hung cardboard over the vents.
Mm-hmm.
But the airflow was so intense it would blow the cardboard off.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. I know, right?
Wow.
So, but yeah, dude texted me our coldest day, and he said that got so cold down there.
How cold did it get?
The olive oil froze.
Well, I guess Popeye should have given her a better coat.
Well, she's all skin and bones anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know how Popeye's into that. It's like one of my favorite things I've ever heard radio host Anthony Cumia said when he's explaining a thin woman.
This isn't going to be racist, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's like having sex with a sack full of antlers. It's one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, that's a strong point. Yeah. I don't either.
Clearly Popeye works out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't really have to work out. He just eats some spinach and
boom,
he's got muscles.
That's true.
Or whatever. So, yeah. Do you think she insisted on him eating some spinach before they got down?
Maybe. It maybe helped him in the sack.
Yeah. Like that's kind of like his, oh God, I can't think what it's called now.
It's like Viagra or whatever?
Yeah, but I was thinking of the herbal stuff, or the stuff from like an animal. Like,
his gas station dick pill?
Yes. Yeah, we'll just go with that. That works, yeah.
Just a can of spinach?
Horny toad, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
It's like you'd eat it and his like biceps would look like battleships.
Yeah.
And he'd punch Bluto in the face.
Right.
It's that, but his dick.
Yeah. Ooh. Because little known fact, olive oil look like just skin and bones. All vagina.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
All vagina.
It's crazy.
That thing went up to her neck.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. That's why Popeye liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he went deep, he went deep.
He went deep.
He'd crawl in. Oh man. Yeah, that's pretty impressive though.
Yeah, frozen olive oil, which I had to Google 37 degrees.
Yeah.
And I mean, it did get cold down there, and I never worked there when it was that cold outside.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, it seems weird that you'd have to, like have a trash can fire in the kitchen,
There was some days it got cold enough down there, we just would like roll the ovens with nothing in them just to get warmth.
Oh, yeah, I'm just picturing you guys down there, like, back in the old times, how the servants had their own quarters and like they had to stay to them.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, and it's like, every once in a while someone comes by you and, tosses like a moldy loaf of bread to you or something.
Yeah, that was pretty accurate.
Yeah.
We were definitely the basement trolls. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm. So here's something funny. Today the high was 18 degrees.
Yeah, I was like a heat wave.
Yeah, this is...
I had flip-flops.
Me too.
Shorts on.
Yeah.
Sunglasses out there in the snow, kicking back.
Yeah, I went outside to get a tan today.
Put up a volleyball net.
Right.
But a sick-ass game of shirts versus skins.
Right. Naturally, you were skins.
Of course.
Yeah.
All skins.
All skins.
That's my team, the all skins.
Yeah. You just wear skins of other people. Like, you're like shirts versus skins. They're like, cool. You pull out a bunch of skin suits and you're like, here
you go, guys. Like, oh my God. I recognize this tattoo. This guy's been missing for 2 weeks.
Shh. He's not missing. He's right here.
Yeah, what are you talking about? He's on a team. This is how we get our powers.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a whole different level of like, can I be on shirts?
Yeah, I'll take shirts,
I'm
please.
gonna need to switch teams. Oh man. Anyway, so what I was saying is 18 degrees today from what I saw was the high. And this is what's awesome about this area is in like 3 days it's gonna be like 50.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The day after it's gonna almost be 60.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Yesterday or day before it was in the negatives.
Yeah.
For our high.
Yeah, it's real stupid. I hate living here for reasons like that.
Yeah. Yep. And then after that, it's going to drop back down to like 30, like the day after or something like that. It's
like, oh, do you want consistency? Not here in the Midwest.
Tough luck. Yeah.
Oh, I got an idea. Tough shit.
Yep. It's the old saying, and I know this has been around various areas and stuff, but it's the old, if you don't like the weather, wait a day or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Pretty goddamn accurate.
True.
It's real stupid, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's real stupid.
Yep.
But whatever.
Stupid. Yeah.
Stupid.
Oh, boy. So anything else this week?
Well, I checked out your click list situation.
Ah.
Yeah, because, with my weird job where I'm working like stupid hours on certain days, I was like, I should just try this. Just to like maybe save myself some time.
Yeah.
So I lined everything up. I couldn't get a pickup that day, but I didn't need the groceries, so I got the next day.
Yeah.
And all in all, it worked out pretty good. The weird thing was I needed eggs. And, on the app, you're like, oh shit, they have like a sale on eggs or a coupon or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was like medium eggs, $1 a dozen for organic ones or whatever, something crazy like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was like, well, fuck yeah. I normally don't get medium eggs. I'm a large egg situation.
Size queen, right?
Size queen.
Yeah.
Exactly. But, so I got 2 dozen. Cause I'll eat more to eat medium.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So the guy's like, they're loading my car and the guy's like, oh, we had to do a substitution for you. I'm like, okay. And I read that on the website. I was like, do I really want it? I was like, whatever. They're like, yeah, we were out of the medium eggs, so we gave you 2 dozen large eggs, no extra cost.
Yeah,
so now I have all the eggs.
Yeah, it's happened quite a bit to me, but every time, like I told you, I bought what was supposed to be, I think, a 50 count bag of pizza rolls, and they were like, oh, we're out of those, so I got a 90 count bag instead for the same money.
Yeah.
It's always something like that, or I'll get like Kroger bagels and they'll be like, oh, we didn't have that, so we gave you Thomas bagels. So it's, a name brand versus the store brand, who cares,
Right.
But, yeah, it's always been in our favor. And they've done that with the eggs for us too. There was, we were buying, at one point there was some that was like 1.5 dozen. And that's what we would get. And they were out of that, so we got 2 dozen eggs instead.
Oh,
and they're organic, cage-free, blah, blah eggs, So I was like, oh, cool.
It's probably something I'm going to keep doing because I like the fact that I can like go, I can just throw coupons onto it and all this dumb shit.
Uh-huh.
But I do like the time-saving aspect.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. If you're buying something that's like a specific, like you want a specific flavor or whatever, turn that off because if not, they may give you,
right.
like say, if you bought like marinated chicken or something like that and you're like, oh, I want Italian. And they were like, oh, tough shit. We don't have Italian. All we have is ass.
Yeah.
We went ahead and gave you ass instead.
Like, oh.
Like, no, I don't want that.
Like, but, I mean, geez.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, like I said, it's always been in our favor.
And I was kind of like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to give them some really easy produce to pick out. Like blueberries.
Yeah.
Shit like that. And,
well, it's a good test because like we were talking before, you can look at the blueberries and go, wow, they didn't even look at these.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. So.
I had an issue one time when I got, they have power greens, it's like kale, spinach, and something
fucking sick ass power greens.
Right. So, I'm on testosterone, gotta have the power greens.
Shredded.
So
bulking up.
So, and when I got home and I pulled the container out, I dropped it, and when I dropped it, it flipped upside down, and when it did, I could see like there was like slimy lettuce on the bottom.
Oh, that's not powerful.
No, so yeah, the next day I took it back, and they gave us 2 containers of it.
You just roundhouse the store manager.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, no.
What did you give me?
Please. Like, do you know who I am? I wipe out families. Or bloodlines, sorry. I gotta keep the joke going.
Yeah, exactly. Keep the joke alive.
Because it's Kroger and the bloodlines.
The bloodlines.
Yep. Like, I wipe out bloodlines.
Especially of Kroger people.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. But yeah, that was the only time. And that was like our first or second time. So it was, pretty early. So it's just one of those, somebody just walked up and grabbed whatever it was there,
Yeah, some goddamn Neanderthal.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, at least,
flip it over.
Flip it over.
Flip it. I mean, what is it, half a calorie?
Yeah. It's like, okay. And like, ooh, that's slimy. I should probably get that off
I should throw that in the garbage or just tuck it under this other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was too. The last person who did one of those was like, ew.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I'll leave this for the produce guy.
Yeah. I think Bob's doing the next pull.
Right?
Whatever.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I'll keep using it probably.
Yeah.
Although that day I did that. I ended up going to Myers to pick up other things because I was like, oh fuck, I should have bought this. I should have bought that. I got to really start planning out my stuff a little more better, Brian.
Yeah.
A little more better.
Yeah. That's not been one of my strengths over time too. It's more of a, like there'll be certain things where it's like, I know I'm going to get chicken. I know I'm going to get, like certain things that you're going to get, but then it's like, well, what am I going to do with it?
Right.
Like, do I need to get certain vegetables or seasonings or whatever,
Although the one thing and it's my fault, I can't blame Kroger's on this, was I was like, man, I'm low on coffee and I don't feel like going to Costco because normally I go to Costco and buy a big fucking bag of coffee because they're cheap.
Right. It's like the size of a dog food bag.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I go through like a week.
Yeah.
But
the dog food or the
yes, I do coffee and dog food. I make smoothies.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah. Coffee and kibble, good choice. Yeah, delicious.
That's my coffee shop. Actually, that's probably a good name for a coffee shop. Put dogs and shit in.
Yeah,
coffee and kibble.
Dude, seriously.
If there's a coffee and kibble opens up after the show comes out, I'm gonna come arson it. Just to let you know.
I'll take out the bloodline.
Yeah. Anywho, I got a bag of coffee. Mm-hmm. Now, if you know me, I'm a fancy man.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I prefer my coffee in bean form.
Right.
Yeah. So I can grind it and get the absolute freshest shit in my face.
I thought you had migrant children like crush it by hand or feet.
That's what I mean by grinding.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's also what R. Kelly meant. Yeah. Anyway, going on. Moving on.
And it was pre-ground coffee, and that kind of twisted my knickers a little bit.
Yeah, you do have to be a little careful. A couple of times I've gotten the wrong size of something, but it's my fault. Yeah. Like I'll look on the list, like the actual order, and go, "Oh, that's my fault." So
yeah, that's exactly what I did. I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess I did."
The best one is
simply the best.
Damn it. I really thought you would go with, the best around.
It's better than all the rest.
I know, but I thought you'd go with,
Negative.
You're the best. No? All right.
Not this time.
So, the one time I ordered bananas.
That's fucking bananas.
You son of a bitch. So I'm typing in B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Yes.
I was hoping that was going to happen.
Anyway, so, we get the groceries and I'm pulling all the stuff up. I'm like, why is there one banana in here? And what it was I assumed...
Clearly it's for scale.
Yes. Well played. So I assumed that it was for, or that, it's like when you're ordering bananas, I'm thinking you could say one, they're just going to grab one thing of bananas.
One bundle.
Yeah. Nope. It's one banana. So
they're probably like, who's this asshole?
Like, why is he getting one banana?
Yeah, exactly. It'd make more sense if it was like one banana, condoms, lube. Like, sure. I get it.
Sure. Yeah.
Sometimes you need a tropical good time.
You're just looking for a good time,
yeah,
right?
Sometimes you need that old Caribbean prostate check.
Oh my.
The old girl.
Yikes.
The old Chiquita.
Wow.
The old Dole.
Oh no, because Bob Dole, that's a whole different.
That is a whole different.
That kind of ruins that. Yeah,
exactly. He uses a pen.
Yeah, that seems painful.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, man.
Yeah, I guess. As long as they don't have big knuckles.
So, oh jeez, goddamn, Dr. Brotfinger.
That's a movie waiting to happen.
Sausage fingered idiot.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Whew.
That's an old story. Go back and find it, bitches.
Yeah. So yeah, I felt pretty dumb about the fact that I had ordered a banana.
Well, but I mean, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause for instance, I like grape tomatoes in my salads and shit. And I was like, if I was like one grape tomato and one was in the bag, I'd probably have to drive back to Kroger's with the grape tomato in my receipt, be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Just mushing it right in their face.
Yeah, exactly. What is this bullshit?
Do you know who my best friend is? Bloodlines.
I know this one little grape tomato can feed a family of 4 if it's carved properly. But
yeah,
you guys can go fuck off.
Right. So ever since then, I've been very careful when ordering, especially produce, to make sure I don't just get one of something. Yeah. Which I think bananas is the only one that I've seen like that.
I've never even seen single bananas sold anywhere.
I have, but it was gas stations, carryouts used to do it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But it's, like at the grocery stores and stuff, a lot of times if you look, there'll be like some that are kind of separate because there'll just be somebody who just wants one, or some people I've seen people splitting them because they only want like 3.
Those people should be shot.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
It's like,
I mean, I guess my new work in the marketplace, they do have bananas, and they might as well be cucumbers. They're so green.
Oh my!
And they're single like that.
Most people don't so much like bananas that green.
That's what I thought. I looked at them. I'm like, why wouldn't they? There's a separate company that maintains this and stocks everything. Why wouldn't you drop off at least almost ripe bananas?
Yeah, at least like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna get a banana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. These things it was like a basket of Hulk dicks.
Yeah.
It was so green.
Right? And you're like, so sometime in the, spring or summer I can get a banana?
Yeah, exactly. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, big time.
That was actually my biggest fear, with getting bananas that way, was it's like, well, I wonder where on the scale they're gonna get them.
Right.
Cause it's like, my guess would be they'll pick the ones that are kind of in the middle. That way they're not too ripe or whatever for the most part. And that's basically what it was, which is usually about how I buy them. I buy them so that, cause I don't eat them very often. My mom and Jim do. So I buy them to where basically same day or at worst next day they're ready to go kind of a thing. So, and don't get me wrong, I've bought like an extra bundle of them where I'll get like green as hell so that, by the time.
They got some time to get there, to grow up and be big boys.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah. So anyway, that was,
I don't know. But it's something I'll end up doing again just because it saves me time in the long run.
Yep.
And that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, and the more you do it too, it kind of learns your, like the stuff you buy.
Right.
So you'll barely go to type something in and it'll pop up So
That's spooky.
well, I mean, that's, you know.
Like, I've already created a shopping list for you. Oh,
Sweet.
God.
Sweet.
Like, God damn it, get those bananas, lubes, and condoms off of there.
Every time.
That was one time.
I was just curious.
Jesus. I just wanted to explore the Chiquita side of me.
Wow. Oh my. So yeah, that's, yeah, I'm with you though. I even though I've had my frustrations, it's something I'll keep doing for sure.
Right? I guess, since we're on the subject of Colton's
That
stuff
was my
too,
fault.
I was like,
sorry.
the fuck was that?
I kicked the chair.
Oh.
Because I had it coming.
Finally got my furnace fixed this week, obviously, because it's relatively temperate in here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't notice. No, I'm kidding.
Bro,
Yeah.
what a process that was.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Yeah, and this is a PSA to everybody out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to prevent things that happen to me,
Mm-hmm.
just get a surge protector
Yeah.
and put it in between the plug and your furnace. Because the guy who worked on my furnace, who was here 5 days total, I think.
Yeah.
Him and I were on first name basis.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Good old Scott. Shout out Scott.
I thought he moved in, you know?
He's like, because of this call, every service call I do, I'm going to tell my customers to put a surge protector on their furnace.
That's really smart. I mean, yeah.
And I went out and bought one for $9. It's a single plug one.
Yeah.
It actually has a USB charging port on it too. So if I'm over in the basement, I'll plug in my phone.
Perfect. Or if you happen to capture, keep someone in your basement, they can charge.
Yeah, they can charge their device that won't be a hooked to any networks.
Right. But they could still play games on it or read a book,
If you want a Candy Crush, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I don't care. It's
Exactly.
fine.
I will slap the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You try to call anyone, that is a different story.
Yeah,
I'll take it away.
for sure. Then you remember that hole I showed you? That's for you. There's not a USB charger down there.
It's funny, when, at the last place I lived when we got our new dryer, while we had the washer and dryer, or the dryer out of there, I could tell, the box was actually, exposed. And I was like, we should get that fixed while we have that out.
Yeah, that seems unsafe.
And my uncle was an electrician, so I called him and was like, hey, what do I need? And he was like, I'll just come over and do it. I was like, okay.
Even better.
So he comes over, does it in 2 seconds because, he's done it a million times. And, he was like, when he bought the stuff, he's like, I got you one with a surge protector in it and blah, blah. So I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I never even think of it since then, but it, it made sense. And, yeah, and like you, I mean, God, how much money could a $9 surge protector have saved you, right?
A lot.
Yeah. Although again, it's, it's the electric company's fault, but whatever.
Yeah, still.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go, kids. Now you know.
Yeah. But yeah, so PSA, put a surge protector on your valuable appliances because you never know when shit gets real.
Right? You don't need power surge like doing something freaky to your Hitachi or something.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Probably feels good for 3 seconds, it'll burst into flames.
With the vagina or the...
Yes.
Yikes.
Either way.
Ooh, that's some friction.
It's like striking a match.
Like rubbing a stick to make a fire.
Exactly. What was this, caveman shit? Kinda.
Like, how is this plugging in? Yep, caveman.
Yeah. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm glad that's all taken care of, and now, I'm dealing with the insurance company, so I can replace my toaster oven, my light out there, my microwave.
Your Picassos.
My Picasso.
Yeah.
My 50-inch TV.
Sure. 50? Come on.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. If you say something like 80, they're going to go, come on.
Like, really?
Like, you got greedy.
You see how shallow my living room is?
Yeah.
50 inches look ridiculous.
Oh, I know, right?
That's why I need it.
Yeah. That's why I said, it'd be like, you got greedy, dude.
Yeah,
You had said 50.
Like, bro, really?
Yeah. Like, damn it. I knew it.
Yeah. What a nightmare that all was. I'm just, I'm still in the recovery phase of it.
Yeah, I imagine. Oh, I forgot, actually, while we were talking about, I gotta go back to grocery stores for a minute.
Oh, okay.
So, last time I'm in the store, as I've said on here before, I am a man who enjoys apples.
Yes.
And when I see a new apple, or one I haven't had.
Real quick, because I was talking about this earlier with someone.
Okay.
Have you ever had a grapple?
No, I have not.
Fuck this.
I've wondered about them, but I've never bought one.
Me neither. Okay, sorry. Carry on.
So as I see, new types of apples, to me at least, I usually will grab a couple of them to give them a taste. I actually meant to bring one of these with me, and I totally forgot.
You son of a bitch.
So sorry about that.
Brian, there's a gift card right there.
I don't know if that'd get me home and back.
I think so.
Yeah, probably. So I see this display of these apples called, I keep getting the name wrong, so I have to look at my
Shit
notes.
balls.
No, They're called Autumn Glory apples.
Autumn Glory.
Yeah.
I like the name.
And on the display thing, I see a thing that says like cinnamon, caramel, and I'm like, oh, they're probably perfect for making, caramel apples, candy apples.
For sure.
Cause you need a sturdy apple for that, that holds up.
A real ass apple.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're, that's just how they're selling them.
Yeah.
And then as I'm walking by the apple section, I see them again. And, I was like, well, I still haven't had them. So I'm going to grab a couple and give them a go.
You're like, I need some Autumn Glory in my life.
Right? Why not?
Glorious.
It's like,
I haven't done that to my kids in a while.
Right? So I get home later that night. I'm like, apple sounds good. So I go get one, cut it up, take the first bite out of it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, these apples taste like kind of like a Honeycrisp apple. Yeah, not like cereal. Or a honeycomb. That's honeycomb anyway. So
love that hideout.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
All right.
But they have like a hint of cinnamon and a little caramel taste to them.
Really?
They're bred to have that.
Fuck you, science.
And
so weird.
So what I was reading is that people tend to have one of two things it reminds them of. One is apple cider, and the other is applesauce. I got more of like applesauce. Like, you make up applesauce and you put a little cinnamon over the top of it, right?
For sure.
So that's kind of what I got. Just a hint of cinnamon in there, My mom tried one and she was like, that tastes like apple cider. Which I hadn't even told her about the whatever. In fact, I didn't even tell her there was a cinnamon taste. I was just like, you need to try one of these apples.
Fastball special in her face.
Right. Of course. That's how I do everything.
For sure.
So
you need to try his hot soup.
Yeah. Oh God. You should test ride this car.
Flying at 50 miles an hour.
Check out my Christmas tree. There's a callback.
That's you can find that on YouTube.
Yeah. Or a pint glass, I guess. Either one works.
Accurate.
So it was freaky though, but honestly, they were really good. I was thinking, like, as I'm making them, eating one, I was like, I almost bet you could make applesauce from these apples and not have to put anything in it.
Probably.
You probably just cook those apples down and you just have applesauce.
Then you have magical Autumn Glory sauce.
Yeah, because I used to, a couple times when I made applesauce, I put a little apple cider in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then, cook it down.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was like, this has already kind of got
that cider vibe.
That profile.
Cider vibe.
Yeah.
Right.
So. All right, fine.
Bro.
I'm working on it.
Bro. Not help me finish this growler, guys. Man, you have to chug despite all the peer pressure.
Oh, I do not recommend that.
I never will.
I will say this: if there is any part of it that kind of maybe is gone funk, it's that last little nip.
Yeah. Not feeling it.
The ass of it. Yeah. Ooh. All right, a little water here.
No, you'll be all right. There's water in the beer. You'll be good. We covered that.
There's not much in that one.
we covered this.
You're right.
Beer has water.
Yeah, true. Good point. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I didn't see
look. The middle of the growler still got some goodness.
Okay.
You got it?
Cool. So I just got the terrible top of it. Right.
Yeah, thanks for doing that for us, man.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Preach, buddy. What is going on out there? Must be my daughter.
Mm-hmm. So
yes,
I saw this article from Wired earlier that was talking about how global warming is actually killing off some types of barley.
Oh, well, we better reverse this shit immediately.
Yeah.
I can barley stand it.
Oh man, that was bad.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible.
But yeah, it says under like hot conditions, barley does poorly. It says seed yield goes down as much as 95%. so it gets a vasectomy.
Yeah, mine went down 100% like 6 years ago.
Nice.
Probably longer than that. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it says, worst case, if people don't stop burning so much carbon-based fossil fuel and emitting greenhouse gases, world beer consumption could drop by 16%.
Dude, I have a fix.
What?
You can't drink and drive, right?
Yeah.
Just get hammered. Stay home.
It's a good point. I like it. Here's the scarier part. It says,
what up?
And the price of a beer worldwide could double.
What? You know how much I'm going to be paying for Hop Slam Den, which is on deck?
Yeah. Dude. It says, if my math's right, and you drink the U.S. per capita 73.4 liters of beer in this climatically changed world, you can expect to pay an
rookie numbers. You got to pump them numbers up.
Right? And it's like you can expect to pay an extra $400 each year. And I'll bet that they're calculating that probably based more on like Budweiser prices.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, they're not like, you know.
You talk about something that really, really, I mean, in seriousness, could probably put a big hurt on the craft beer industry.
Or they'll deviate away from barley and figure out something else.
Yeah, that could be too. Yeah. Or they'll just go, hey, pints are $12 now.
Yeah.
Like, and start viewing it like whiskeys or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. There's some beers I might pay $12 for a pint of. And,
yeah.
Well, in fact, there's some beers people do. Yeah.
I have.
I was going to say.
And it wasn't a pint. It was an 8-ounce snifter.
Yeah. I paid 10, I think is the most I've paid for one.
You know,
and that was that one at Cloister that was like, what was it, 12 or 14% that I had.
Well, you might find this shocking, but usually when I'm paying that much for an 8-ounce snifter beer, I'm not even really enjoying it at the time.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there.
That's a great idea. I for sure need that.
Right.
Yeah.
So InBev apparently has partnered with a biotech company trying, what is it? They're checking genetic information on barley strains and the different types of it. And they're going to try to, basically what they've done, you know how they've crossbred bananas so that they won't die of certain things in certain areas?
Yeah.
You know, basically do that with barley.
No. I mean, you know, sometimes you need those GMO foods.
Well, here's the problem I see with this. If InBev is part of it,
yeah,
it's going to become Monsanto.
That's true.
To where they're going to control that. They're going to put a patent on it.
Whoa, you want to use all barley?
Yeah.
Whoa, you better sign here, my boy.
That's why I said, and in two ways, this could drastically affect the craft beer industry.
Croft beer.
Like Croft dinner, yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So.
That's annoying.
Yeah. Well, at first I was like, when I first read that about the, you know, that like you said, look for something else. Or I'm like, okay, well, you know, at least if you know it now, you can start looking that way. You know,
yeah,
it's not a last minute thing to where they're like, oh shit, we're screwed. You know,
right? Exactly.
Like, hey, get us more beer. Sorry, we're all out. You know.
Jesus, can we be any louder out there?
Sorry. Yeah. So boo to global warming.
Yeah, that is a bummer and a half, my friend.
I'll tell you what, man. Just, you know, stupid stuff trying to keep us from having beer and whiskey. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it one damn bit.
What is this? Prohibition era? This is bullshit.
I mean, maybe. No, it's not.
I watched something kind of cool on Netflix, my friend.
Yeah.
Killer Mike's Trigger Warning.
Yeah, I almost started it last night, but I went a different way, which I'll talk about in a minute.
Fair enough. I haven't watched all of it yet. I've watched the first 2 episodes, but they're entertaining. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
But like the first episode, he wanted to spend 3... There's a skeleton! Okay. I mean, I guess that's allowed. You want to be on the show?
What?
You want to be on the show?
Sure he is.
You already are.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Love you. I love my kids.
Oh, man. That's a sizzle reel moment.
That's a sizzle reel moment right there.
For sure.
That is a sizzle reel moment.
Yeah, I know. I was being serious. Oh, man. That's so good.
Anywho. So his first episode, he wanted to if you don't know what Killer Mike is, he's a rapper. He's half a Run to Jewels, big gigantic black guy.
Go smarten yourself up on their music.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to spend 3 days by basically being as black as he could, aka only like buying or supporting black businesses.
Okay.
And he had a really hard time doing it.
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Like he had a hard time eating, staying places.
Wow.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch.
I guess some of that probably depends on where you
Location.
are at the time too, because
Yeah.
I would think in certain areas there's probably going to be more of a, contingent of, kind of like if you go to like Chinatown,
Yeah.
you're going to have an easier time finding Chinese-owned businesses versus going to, I don't know, pick a spot that doesn't have a bunch.
Not Chinatown.
Yeah, somewhere in Alabama.
Yeah, Bama Town.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Damn it. That is really interesting, though.
Yeah, I know, right?
And it is sad. It really is.
Yeah.
You really should be able to, if you were trying to support, like, hey, let's support, female-owned businesses. Cool. And now it's getting better. Still probably disproportionate, I would assume, to male businesses.
For sure, right?
But, same with this. It's like, that's sad that, because every time like this, if people see this, the hope, of course, would be that you would see that and go, well, we need to change things. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Because if things stay the same, it's like, well, that narrows opportunities.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, damn it. I keep
cry chopping headphones.
I do. Everybody should have the chance to chase their dream in this country.
Well,
That's the American dream, is being able to, tell your boss to go suck an egg and,
Well, it's like one of the moments was, he was just going like, man, I'm so hungry. And then EIP, the other half run of Jules, met him at this like black owned barbecue joint.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, finally, I can't wait to eat some barbecue. And then EIP's eating. He's like, man, these ribs are so good. I'm sure the black farmer that raised these were.
Oh, dude.
And then he was just like, oh.
Oh, man. That's rough. You probably, you gotta have a spot where you stop, I would think, cause I can't imagine I wonder how many black farmers there are.
I don't know.
Compared to, like what percentage is.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know that I've ever met a black farmer.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah. So I don't,
Well, I mean, I guess I have, like, in Jamaica, and he was growing weed.
Well, I mean, that's still,
I guess he's farming.
Listen, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like here and now, that's legitimate business.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
but I've watched an episode and a half,
mm-hmm.
and the second episode was just called "Fuck School," and I enjoyed everything about it so far.
Is that about college or high school?
Just school.
School in general.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I kind of, as I've gotten older, I've very much adopted that mentality as far as college goes for a bunch of reasons.
Well, I guess whatever. I'll just spell it out.
Sure,
like
ruin it for me. Yeah.
I've only seen half of it. To be fair.
Okay, so ruin half of it for me.
But like he goes to like a kindergarten or first grade school class, and there's like 6 or 7 kids in there.
Yeah.
He's like, hey guys, what do you want to be when you grow up? And one kid's like, I want to fly a space shuttle, and the other one's like, I want to be president. He's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna let you guys know that all is probably not going to happen.
I mean, that's accurate.
Yeah.
Just percentage based.
But he's like, but here, let me introduce you to this guy, learned everything you need to learn on YouTube, and now he's a handyman. Mm-hmm. And then the guy showed him like how to hang drywall and snake out toilets and stuff like that.
Something every kid needs to know.
And then he talked to the principal of the school, and he was basically just going like, yeah, I don't think school teaches our kids anything. Mm-hmm. They teach them just how to obey. And not think about about themselves and how to make it through life, really.
Yeah,
just kind of accurate.
It really is, because it's again, it's part of the reason why I'm kind of anti-college in an essence, because not that I'm against people learning, getting educations, any of that, not at all.
Yeah.
Go get all the learning you can.
Get the smarts.
But we live in an age where I can use my phone to get information on anything pretty much I want, including school classes.
Yeah, accurate, right?
But I don't, it very much sets you up to where you come out going, oh, I have $100,000 in debt. I have to get a job.
Yeah.
So you get a job, and then you stay in a job you're miserable at or whatever, because you have to keep paying on these loans. Like the cycle just, the tail feeds, or the snake feeds itself. And it starts further back though, because like that says, I kind of agree with that, to where it does teach us to listen. And that's
for sure.
about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
Well, I mean, I remember hearing that from someone a long time ago. It was like, the reason, you get up in the morning for school and then you go home at like 3 or 4 o'clock is to get you in that routine of going to a job every day.
Yep, sure does.
And it's like,
and it does.
Kind of a bummer.
It really does, though. Think about how easy that transition is when you go right from high school into work.
Yeah.
It is a lot easier. Can you imagine if you didn't go to school those hours?
Yeah, right.
Then you had to get up at 9 to go to work, or get up at 7 to go to work at 9 or whatever, so, yeah.
Yeah, real bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, I really want to watch the rest of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Me actually, right now, in the middle, well, not in the middle, I'm like 5 minutes in, Killer Mike was on Joe Rogan's podcast. So I'm in the middle of
listening to that. Is he talking about like this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm going to have to
it's like a 3-hour one too.
Yeah. Whatever. Listen, if I can make it through a Carlin podcast.
Yeah.
There
you go. But, I mean, so far so good on it. Yeah, definitely I'll, provide the link so y'all can, although I'm sure everybody here has Netflix and I'm pretty sure it's on the like trending and new and all that.
Yeah,
so,
it definitely is.
Yeah.
I've kept it towards the front of my queue because it's one of those that I definitely want to watch. Like I love shows like that, or like the one W. Kamau Bell has on CNN. I forgot the name of it now. Shoot. But basically, anyway, like the one episode of the show is he goes and talks with KKK members.
Right.
Like, and for those who don't know, he is a very black man.
Yeah, basically.
He's a comedian.
Black as they come, kind of.
Yeah, but he goes and has conversations with KKK members, which was very uncomfortable to watch, and I'm sure for him to stand there going, I hope they don't kill me.
Yeah, right.
Literally. And
if you listen to last week's show, he just throw a stick of dynamite in the middle of it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But that's, I like those shows where people are kind of pushing these uncomfortable boundaries a little bit. Like, hey, we need to look at this stuff, so.
Oh, jeez.
Good on him. Oh, jeez.
Holy shit.
Just ruined the audio.
I think it just blew out an adenoid.
Oh, at least it was an adenoid.
Oh, wow.
At least it wasn't some, an O-ring or something.
For sure. I might have done that too. I don't know.
Yikes.
We'll find out later.
So, from something potentially, socially aware to something that just is completely meaningless.
Cool. I love it.
So, I've been watching Married with Children on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And the other night, one of the episodes starts up, and it's got this weird song on it. And it's not Love and Marriage.
Really?
And I'm like, what the hell is this? And dude, it totally just, first of all, feels wrong. Because Love and Marriage is the theme song, or the opening song of that show. But also, it just doesn't fit. Like, it's a terrible choice.
Was it just a one and done song?
Well, that episode had it, and then the next episode went back to Love and Marriage. So I was like, well, that's really weird. Well, one I was watching the other night, like when it started, it was Love and Marriage, but the end song was this other weird song. And I'm like, what? So I jump on the Googles, of course.
Of course, all the internet knowledge.
Right. Again, like I was just saying, you can find out whatever you want to know.
Basically have a magical crystal ball in your pocket.
Truth. So I look it up, and apparently when they released the DVDs, and when it was on, I guess it was on Netflix originally, like years ago or something, and Sony did not want to pay the Sinatra estate for the song, so they just put a different song on it, so that they could, they own it at that point.
Right.
Instead of, like I said, having to pay the Sinatra estate something which is, I'm sure, a lot of money.
Probably.
As it should be.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're making money off of this. That's Sinatra's song, it's whatever. That's the way it works.
That's the way it is. The way of the world.
So, yeah, but this song, like, you'll get to it if you still watch them, like, as you get through it, you'll get to it, and I think you'll have the same, you'll be like, first of all, it'll be the, what the fuck? And then the second feeling is like, this doesn't match at all.
Wow.
Like, it doesn't, like, the song does not, like, the Love and Marriage thing, like when you pair it with Al Bundy slumped over and everything, it fits. It's a perfect song for that show. And this other is just instrumental. There's no lyrics.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
did they try to like emulate the Love and Marriage sound?
A little, but not enough that it's really
not
close.
Passable at all.
Yeah, which I'm sure was deliberate because they probably didn't want to get, sued by the Sinatra estate. Like, hey, that's pretty close.
Right.
Like,
Wow. I haven't made it to that point.
Yeah, it was something.
That is something weird.
Yeah. So while we're talking about stuff we're watching, so last night, like I told you, I was like, I'm going to watch something different tonight. I love Married with Children, but it's like I'm in season 9. So it's like I'm going to take a break because there's only like 2 seasons left and I'm done with it.
For sure.
Plus, that's a lot. So I decided, and I was going to watch the Killer Mike show, and I was like, I'm already in Hulu. I'll just watch something in my list on here. So I'm just scrolling through my stuff, and I'm like, and I was like, there's a season of Angie Tribeca in here I haven't watched. So power
Bust
through
that
that.
shit out,
I just watched it all last night.
You know what I've been strangely addicted to on Hulu?
What's that?
Gordon Ramsay's 24 Hours to Hell and Back.
I have that in my stuff, but I haven't watched it yet.
I don't know. Normally I don't watch those kind of shows.
Yeah.
There's something about it I get a kick out of.
Yeah. Oh, quick follow-up to last week.
Yes,
I watched the Hot Ones with him.
Oh, yeah.
Which was hilarious, especially when I was reading. Apparently he says fuck 128 times during the half hour. My favorite part of it, sorry if I'm spoiling this for anyone, is toward the end when the guy was like, go ahead, plug all your stuff. And he's like, fuck you, and just walks off.
Yes.
So good.
There is a moment where he's like, what the fuck is this? They just said show up and eat some wings.
Yeah. Oh man, that was so good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My favorite part is the point where he like reaches back and feels his ass. I think he thought he shit himself.
I think so. Yeah, it was great. I do enjoy Gordon Ramsay.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's funny. I like him better on the British shows.
Right.
Because he's still over the top and everything, but he's also not as always yelling type of person. So
well, that's kind of one of the things I dig about this whole like 24 hours out of the back.
Yeah.
Is he only really gets like super aggro if people come at him.
Yeah.
And he still yells. He's like, what is that? When there's like green chicken in the cooler. He's like, what? You're killing people, you know.
Or like in that Hot Ones where he talks when the guy was like, hey, what's the worst thing you ever found? And he was like, what was it, mayonnaise or whatever that was like 5 years past its point. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Like, how awful must that have been?
Terrible.
Oh. How do you not throw that away, seriously?
Terrible.
You're trying to get people sick with that.
Yeah, just lazy fucks, unfortunately.
I kind of feel like you should be have charges filed against you if you do that.
For sure.
Because you're just deliberately not keeping things safe.
What fucks me up is now that I've actually worked in a restaurant for a while.
Yeah.
When I watch that show, I'm just like, God damn, either the place I worked at was amazing.
Yeah.
Or these people are real garbage.
And it's probably maybe a little of both. But it's probably more B than anything.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling too.
Some of these places, man. Not just his show, but that one that Robert Irvine had with I forgot what it was called. But
getting gains and fixing a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
Like
but some of the restaurants he went into, and just when he saw... because he'd usually go in and try the food, and then he goes in the back. And when he goes in the back, he'll see something's disgusting and be like, I had some of that.
I ate that. I got the shrimp cocktail.
Yeah, there is one episode where I remember distinctly him doing that kind of thing. Like, I had that, and I better not get sick off of it kind of a thing.
Yeah, or I will pile drive you.
I will kill you, yeah.
Have you seen me?
Yeah.
I'm jacked as fuck.
I will call Brian, and he will end your bloodline.
Well, since we are all over the subject of watching stuff.
One last thing real quick is if you haven't watched Angie Tribeca, you're really missing out. It's a fucking hilarious show.
Yeah, it's basically isn't it along the same vein as
Naked
Police
Gun.
Story?
Yep.
And
It's
just
so
silly.
It is so ridiculous. And while you're watching the show, you have to pay attention to every name that's said, because so many of the names in there are like a funny joke.
Right.
Or something to that effect. I'm trying to think. There was one last night that, oh God, I can't remember it now. Oh, there was one of them I had, and it was some, sexual move reference or something like that. It was, there was a guy named Rusty Trombone, or a place called Rusty Trombone.
Naturally.
It was a jazz club.
Of course.
You know, shit like that. So you have to pay attention, like if you see signs in the background or whatever, because even though the action's right in the front of the screen, there's stuff sometimes going on in the background.
I like comedy layers.
Yeah, me too. So, you know, you like I said, you have to pay attention. You know, it's definitely not a comedy I can put on and just kind of listen to and assume what's going, you know, like you really have to watch it.
Right.
So
it's a beautiful thing, Brian.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. That and Schitt's Creek, like, very much.
You know, I haven't really, I watched a couple episodes on your recommendation. I never got back into it.
Yeah. It's a really good show. It's just, it's not the same kind of show, but it's just very, like I said before, if you like Christopher Guest movies, you'll love it.
Right.
If you don't, then probably skip
Probably
it.
not for you.
Yeah.
No, I finally watched Bird Box. Everyone's been...
I keep meaning to do that. I kind of feel like I'm at the point now that, like people, like if somebody was going to watch Breaking Bad now, they'd be like, there's no way it can live up to expectation. It's just impossible at this point.
Breaking Bad's so good, it still might.
Yeah, maybe, but it's so hard because there's just so much of everybody telling you, oh, this is the best show ever kind of thing. So I'm curious with Bird Box.
Well, I mean, it was. I didn't like sit down and intently watch it because I was, you know, hanging a friend to show Steve, drinking some beers, smoking some cigars,
right,
watching some Netflix, and
as one does,
and we're watching Bird Box, and it was good. Like you know, it's like it makes you go, wow, Netflix is killing it because they got Sandra Bullock, which still I don't even know how old she is, still smoke show. Good job, Sandra. But,
wow.
We keep it together. But it's like, there was parts of it I really did like.
Yeah.
And there's parts of it I don't know. I mean, all in all, it was good.
Mm-hmm. That's actually more of what I've heard about it.
Yeah. Overall, it was good, but there's parts you're just kind of like, eh.
I've heard that there's a lot of places you can pick holes at.
Yeah.
So... But I haven't watched it yet.
But, I mean, I want to say probably the biggest thing that I really enjoyed about it is you never see, like, the monster.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Because
exactly. I love the, like, Hitchcock approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much, you know, and, you know, I don't love the gore fests now.
Right.
That's not my thing. I just have never really, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've watched more than enough of my fair share of slasher movies.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah, same here.
Especially after working video stores. You know, we watch everything that comes out.
Yeah, for sure. So, sometimes you gotta watch something real dumb, like, you know, Johnny Hookfingers or something.
I know I've watched some terrible stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean the stuff we deliberately watched.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sometimes you gotta watch some real dumb shit because it's hilarious.
I just pretty much watched almost anything that came out because it was free.
But yeah, I mean, if you're just in the mood for throwing on a thriller or something, I would definitely check it out.
Yeah, Netflix is definitely killing it. I mean, that's why they're raising their price because they're spending so damn much money.
Yeah, I watched that. That was a Netflix original. And I watched another Netflix original movie the other day called actually when I was getting my heat fixed, called Polar. It was about this like hitman. Okay. As part of a group of hitmen that he was just going to retire, I guess, on their birthday to get their pension. And then the leader of them all was like, nah, we're going to actually kill him so we don't have to pay him out all this money. And then it turns into a whole situation.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, it wasn't bad once again. But if you want to watch just like a dopey, kind of cool filmed action movie with some nudity and, you know, plenty of killing.
You're talking about male nudity, right?
No, actually, lots of titties.
I'm a little surprised.
There was a little male nudity, brief.
There is quite a bit more male nudity than there ever was.
But it was more like when, you know, there's a scene he's rolling off the bed to not get shot. And I want to say there's a little dick action involved.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Dick knife.
Right.
So that's all he needed.
Yeah, dick knife.
But, but it's, there's one scene in it that I really liked, but I won't give it away.
All right.
Just because I was like, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, and it's tough because it's always that one where you're like, I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like in Angie Tribeca. There's some jokes and stuff that I want to tell you about, but I'm like, I don't want to ruin it in the event that you do watch it because if you see it coming, it kills it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of my situation here. There's this one scene, you're like, when the whole thing happened, I'm like, that is a cool idea.
Yeah. One thing I will say is that I love in Angie Tribeca is Dion Cole, the comedian.
Right.
Is one of the characters. He's one of the detectives, and he's got a dog that I think the dog's name is Walker. It's Detective Walker.
Texas Ranger?
No. But it's funny because the dog does so many, like the dog has driven a car. It was bartending. It was the one time the lieutenant's going on vacation and the other guy stepping in is going on vacation or whatever. So the lieutenant is well, with him gone, Walker's the highest ranking one. The dog comes in and gets up on the desk.
Nice. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And hits a button on the phone. It's really funny how much they use the dog as a human character.
Right.
It's strong. That's why I said if you love Naked Gun, you will love this show.
Yeah, and honestly, I've watched a couple episodes here and there. I've never sat down and just watched it.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu, you say?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get on that.
3 seasons. There's 4, the 4th season just wrapped up in December, I believe it is, late December.
Right.
So it'll probably be, 6 months or so before it's on Hulu.
Yeah, whatever. I don't plow through shit that quick. But yeah.
And they're half-hour episodes.
I will have to check that out.
It's super fast to go through them.
Super duper fast?
Yeah.
Do you remember, Ryan, a long time ago?
Probably not.
On this podcast. Oh, you'll remember this.
Okay.
I brought up the infamous Google search, sexy boobies.
Oh, I certainly do remember that.
I kind of had a sexy boobies moment today.
Really?
Yeah. Because, as you can see in my living room, it's not very well decorated right now. Lots of bare walls. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting out there and I'm looking around God, I need to decorate this house a little bit.
Yeah.
Make it more me.
Right. Some posters with some ladies leaning over cars.
Yeah, lingerie countach pictures.
For sure. Yeah.
No, but I'm but I have no idea what I'm doing with decoration.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I started Googling. Mm-hmm. I'm I just put in the very bare bones home decor ideas.
Right.
Right? And I started scrolling. It's modern. Nope. Contemporary. Nope. And I hit farmhouse. I'm bam.
That was very funny. You did that and all of a sudden I couldn't hear.
Yeah, exactly. It was like the Thanos snap.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah. I could only hear in one ear. See what I did?
I'm feeling so good. Yeah. But it was I was oh, cool. I live in a farmhouse. I kind of like the farmhouse look.
Okay.
This is what we're going for.
Which I understand, because you're right. For the type of house it is, doing a modern look inside would be weird.
Stupid.
And I'm more of a modern, streamlined kind of thing, but even that, if I were decorating this house, it would not be modern.
Right.
Yeah.
So I started looking at farmhouse pictures, and I'm all man, this is not what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. It's all oh, let's put a thing over here, and there's a washboard and a milk jug. I'm
it's more about, it makes you feel like you're going into a TGI Fridays instead of.
Yeah, I'm this is not cool.
Yeah.
So then I was okay.
We'll put some license plates over here, baseball cards over here.
so I was exactly.
Yeah.
So I was okay, I gotta dial this in a little bit. So I was I put in, so I was Googling, I'm farmhouse male energy. And then, you know how it suggests stuff for you?
Yeah.
Farmhouse masculine decor. I was nailed it.
Right.
But I was having that moment after I hit the farmhouse masculine decor. I was this is a sexy boobies moment.
It kind of is, yeah.
I can't believe it. But at least I know what I need to do out here now.
Right, sexy boobies.
Sexy boobies. Oh, I'm going to put sexy boobies.
You're really good. Let's do that.
There's so much wall space.
That's true.
I know.
Just draw some up there.
Dude, I've been hitting up Marshalls and Target.
They don't sell sexy boobies.
They don't sell sexy boobies. No. But I always peruse the home decor hoping there's a print or something that catches my eye.
Yeah.
And they're the worst.
For the inspiration, if you will.
Yeah. And it's I was well, let me peruse. I found this beer is proof that God loves us and blah, blah, blah. I was that's cool for my liquor cabinet.
That's accurate. Yeah.
And for future endeavors that I haven't talked about. But, so I was looking at it, but where was I? I was at Myers, and they have a ton of shit. Mm-hmm. But all of it's faith brings this house together.
Yeah.
Jesus in these walls.
It's very much live, laugh, love.
Yeah, and it's this is
It's all that script font that I hate
it's like
so much.
Yeah, it's like 4 boards they got from Home Depot and barely sanded.
Yeah.
And then painted script on it. Yeah, like,
they probably stole it from like a hobo.
Yeah, exactly.
It was probably the roof to its shanty, and
Yeah, now he's getting even more soaked.
Right.
Yeah, you're right though. It is all like live, laugh, love, I don't start until I've had my coffee.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
I will roundhouse you with my coffee, bitch.
That's why I said anyone that says that to me is opening themselves up to hearing about my depression. Because I'm going to be like, fuck you.
Yeah. So I've been perusing stores trying to figure out like how, like, I need to decorate my house. What am I, now that I have my Google search down.
I got it. Hey, listen.
What up?
You need to decorate it like it's a fraternity house.
Well, that's kind of
mismatched furniture.
I already got that going.
Right? I know. You're on your way.
Yeah.
Really nice TV.
That I don't have.
Everything else is kind of Everything else looks like it was grabbed off a curb or a garage sale.
Accurate.
Plenty of booze, which, it's not like it used to be, but you still got, you've got way more than I have.
I have a whole shelf that's empty.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit I don't even want.
Okay, that's fair, but you still have...
Oh, dude, we should get some...
No, we shouldn't.
Dude, beer barrel rye. You can at least try it.
Okay, I'll try it.
All right. We'll do that.
I was going to say, dude, we're fucking knocking this beer back.
Yeah, you'll be fine. We still have Hop Slam and Cigar City stuff.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that, too.
We're going deep into murky waters.
My God.
We're going to go talk to Aquaman today.
How much of this do we have left?
Not much.
Okay,
You'll be okay. Shut your face.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so, the old masculine energy farmhouse. Although some of it, like, there's a couple of them I was like, yeah, I dig this look. But other ones are like there's every square inch of wall space it's like covered in skulls and bones and shit.
Cool.
Which is pretty metal.
Yeah.
But not really my style.
You're talking more like Southwestern skull and bones, or you mean like
deer heads and shit?
No, that's too weird. Oh my God, there you go. Remember a few weeks ago we were talking about those plush stuffed heads?
Oh my God, that'd be funny.
Boom. Hunter's Cabin.
It's true. Get one of those plushy bearskin rugs we were talking about.
Sure, dude.
Roll that bitch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to keep Belle from mauling it every 3 seconds because she thinks it's a toy.
Good luck, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I had that problem too. Like the last place I lived, like when we were first moving in, we were kind of trying to decide what we were going to get furniture wise and whatnot, It was we were walking around at different furniture stores. What ended up happening is we're like, oh, I really like that couch, but it doesn't go with anything else. Mm-hmm. Or, wow, these chairs are cool, but they don't go with the couch. Or, and which, we finally found, and like that TV stand and shelves that I had, and then those 2 brownish black chairs, and, we finally got something, but I think the stuff was from like 3 different places because no one place really had everything.
Yeah, right.
It kind of sucks.
That's kind of where I'm like, I've looked at so much shit in stores and
have you? Oh, that's right. You went to IKEA. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they probably got some sort of organ that look.
Well, yeah, for sure. And I mean that'll be like I only went to IKEA to get a couple odds and ends.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, I need a filing cabinet. My mom's like, I got like 8 of them.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
She's like, but and you're like, cool, and she's like, all right.
Yeah, basically.
Like she didn't give you one. She's just telling you she has 8.
I have a lot.
Fucking bragging.
Yeah.
Yeah, rubbing it in your face.
How dare she? How dare she? But so that's like my next goal is decor.
Yeah.
Because man, I can't take these empty walls, bro.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Yeah.
That's the room like where I have my computer now is like I don't have a bunch of stuff up,
right?
But I've got I put up a calendar that was the DC bombshells, like the the pinup things,
yeah. Sexy boobies,
right? I still have it up, even though it was like 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because it's like I want something. I have other things I can hang up, like I have 3 different Starry Night prints. Because I got one myself, and then someone else bought one for me, and then my mom bought one for me.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like...
You should have get all 3 framed and hang them all up.
I have all of them. I think I can hang all 3 of them up. So it would be funny to put one on each wall.
Yeah, it would be hilarious.
Or in each room of the house, or, yeah. That would be really funny to, okay, so in your living room you have the big one.
Yeah.
Then in all your other rooms of the house you have varying sizes.
Yeah, or like, because it's only funny if it's the same painting. I was like, if there was like, like some people painted like the Star Wars one.
Yeah.
But it has to be the same one in different sizes.
I'm not going to lie, even though I appreciate what people were doing with that, I absolutely hate it.
I don't blame you.
I don't like when people do that.
Because you're
stuff.
OG.
Yeah.
You're an OG, man.
Yeah. It's like, do your own shit.
Yeah, do your own shit. Exactly. This is inspired by.
It's a tough situation because I understand, know. But at the same time, it bugs me when I see, somebody making money off of their, this is, Batman Starry Night. It's like, you didn't paint Starry Night and you don't know Batman, but you're making money off of this. Something's not right here.
It should be called The Dark Knight, you idiot.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You certainly don't want to go with, putting a Y at the end of that because that's a whole different.
It's a whole
different painting. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That gets weird.
Right. A Dark Nighty? I mean, that's strange. See how I let that breathe for a minute?
I like it. It's like a sexy black and lacy number.
And Batman's in it, of course.
I'm gonna put my Dark Nighty on.
You picture Batman going around the city. He's got like that and like, kind of like a long silky robe instead of his cape.
But it's still got the cowl.
Right. Of course. Yeah. And it's always open.
Always open.
Always.
It's just a lacy, like high.
Crotchless number. Yeah.
Like you remember the late 80s when the high hip cut thing was hitting
God. Yeah. I hate that so much.
Yeah. So he's got the high hip cut. So his almost 8-pack is hanging out or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
And his abs.
I am the Dark Knighty.
That's, does the Dark Knighty instill more or less fear into people?
It depends on their situation.
I mean, you don't really want to get your ass handed to you by a dude in a nightie, do you?
Probably not.
And I'm not shaming in any way here. I'm just saying that if someone's going to beat my ass, I would prefer they're not wearing a nightie.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
That just makes it uncomfortable.
It's more uncomfortable if you beat your ass and you realize he's got a raging bad boner.
Yeah, that's true. As we all know, Batman is...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He was flopping bat dong.
Yeah, flopping bat dong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
He don't give no guano.
Man.
Fucking bat dong.
God damn it.
What?
Damn it, Tony. Bat. Guano.
You loved it.
I did.
Yeah. Yeah, what were we talking about?
I don't remember.
Anyway.
Oh, so did you see that there's going to be a Funko Pop movie?
No.
So I'm at first blushing this. I'm like, really? And then I'm like, you know what? The Lego movie was fun.
The Lego movie was fun.
And they're talking, they're going to have like DC, Marvel, Barbie, My Little Pony, and various other properties are all going to be in this movie.
I know Funkos are big. I didn't realize they were that big. I didn't realize they were Hollywood movie big.
They are huge right now.
Wow.
Yeah. It's scary if you're a collector as far as like collecting, hoping they'll go up in value, because I think we're probably getting near the pop of the bubble, because it's grown so fast and so much that you're starting to see more and more and more of them made.
Right.
Of certain ones. Like for a long time when a store would get an exclusive, they'd sell out. That was it. Hot Topic would sell out of something, you'd never see another one. And now, like just a couple months ago, Hot Topic put up like 4 different ones, I think, that were, dude, they haven't been out in like 3 years, 2 years. And people were furious because that, it's going to drive the price down.
Right.
Because why would I pay eBay price when I can get it from Hot Topic for $12.99?
Now, do they have dates on them?
No.
Like, this is the 2015.
No, see, if they did that, people wouldn't care as much.
Right.
Because, I kid you not, stickers in these things make all the difference. Like, if you get something directly from San Diego Con, meaning at the convention, right? If you get that same pop when they do the shared exclusive at, like, GameStop, the GameStop one will be worth, like, $10 to $20 less. Sometimes more.
I mean, I guess I get it, because one came from San Diego.
Yeah, but the weird part is, it's like, they're all the same pop.
Well, yeah.
It's just so...
collectors being weird.
It is.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's some people who want both, because
Right.
completists and stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, I was like, if they kind of keep this like the Lego movie, this could be a fun movie because there's a lot of properties and, a lot of things people will like in there. I'm not sure how I feel about it as far as like, there's no way I'd go see it. I mean, I'd wait for, it's on HBO? Cool, I'll watch it.
I'm gonna pirate this shit. Yar.
I like how you immediately go illegal. Oh, boy.
It's like, hey, Fungo, I've given you plenty of monies.
Yeah.
It's time for me to steal your shit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. All right. That's all I got. You got anything else?
No, bro. Well, I mean, we got, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we got some
the coveted. Mm-hmm. QW. What is loading on my thing? No, stop it. That was weird.
I guess I should pull up the Q of the W answers.
All right, bro. Last week, we asked y'all, you've died, gone to hell. What is the worst thing that would be happening to you for all eternity? Face page, we got Jace Cook. He says, I have no greater fear than living forever. Continue to subsist on any planet or locked life form is suffering enough.
Wow.
Brutal.
All right.
Hell is not going to be fun for you, Jace. Zach Ellensworth, he says, being forced to sit through an eternal sermon in the uncomfortable church pew. Accurate.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, I know, right? And our, of course, friend of the show, former enthusiast guest, our pal Philip. He says that he'd be forced to be on an all-vegan diet.
Oh, man. That would be rough. Yeah, because that would cut out various beers and stuff, too, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
All I know is fuck the vegans. Sorry, vegans, if you're listening.
Tony said that, not me.
I'm not a fan. I get it. But I like animal products too much.
Yeah.
I like having slave bees make my honey.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Sucking marrow out of bones.
Fuck yeah, exactly. Punching a cow in the face. Stealing its baby for my veal.
Wow, that got pretty dark. I mean, punching the cow's not bad enough.
No.
The punching the cow is the distraction, so you can steal its baby.
You're like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. Wow.
I leave a little inflatable cow there so it thinks it has a baby still.
Yeah, and of course it totally is fooled by it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm the stupid cow.
Why won't it suckle?
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm just a pile of walking steaks.
Moo. Pile of walking steaks.
I'm basically a very elaborate hamburger helper.
I mean, true.
It's true. It's true.
All you need is the hamburger helper.
Just need that stupid glove and his products.
Yep.
What's that? Does that glove have a name?
It does. I can't remember what it is. It's probably like Glovey or something.
It's gonna be something terrible. I'm gonna put hamburger helper, dude.
I hope it's like Herbert.
Hamburger helper, not help we. God, fat flumps. Hamburger helper mascot. Survey says is called. This guy's terrible.
All right.
His name is Helper.
Oh, wow.
Helping hand or lefty.
Lefty, huh?
Lefty.
Mm-hmm. Have to watch out in case he's smoking some cigarettes.
Exactly.
Those left-hand cigarettes.
It's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
We all know what side the Dutchies passed on.
God damn it.
Fuck you, I can make bad references too.
I kind of liked it though. Man, fucking lefty.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess when you're looking at the name Hamburger Helper and you're coming up with a mascot name, where do you go?
I guess a sad cow.
Yeah, I mean, do you call him like Hammy? I mean, that's terrible. That's Lefty. That's weird.
Shitty.
Helper. I don't know. Helper's great on Venture Brothers.
Yes.
But not so much as with Hamburger.
First off, I don't need your one thumb holding a spoon. I got this, you gloved bitch.
I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to have it standing there holding the spoon for you.
I mean, I guess.
I'm like, hey, I gotta go hose,
Yeah, hold the spoon, you mutant.
Yeah. And don't get any of your anything in it.
Yes, stay away from my pan.
Yeah. You know what? Just
you
go
know
over
what?
there.
See this bin? Just get in it.
Yeah.
That's the garbage where you belong.
Just climb back in the box.
Get the fuck out of here.
And put it in the firebox.
Goddamn creepy thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the hand that Ash lopped off when it got evil and
that
Evil
would
Dead
be
2.
really funny to have a reunion of that.
Yeah, right?
You know, to where the hand just keeps telling you how to make delicious hamburger dishes.
Yeah. Or tuna.
Or tuna. You're right.
Dude,
And chicken.
tuna helper could be the worst thing ever.
Oh, dude.
Do you like sauce and pasta if you're normally cold fish?
Of course. But,
oh, really?
But instead, you also might want your fish warm.
Yeah, warm. I mean, I don't mind. Like, I got a good warm fish deal. But if you're like, let me open this can of tuna and warm this bitch up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Sun-kissed. Charlie Tuna never signed off for this.
Star-kissed. Not sun-kissed. Sun-kissed is orange.
Whatever. That's even worse.
The old orange tuna, yeah.
All I know is...
A little citrus brightens it right up.
Sounds like a sex move. Got her with the orange tuna.
Yeah. That sounds terrible is what it sounds like.
Right?
Yikes.
Yeah, started off with the lefty helping hand.
Yeah.
Hit her with the orange tuna.
and then stole her baby.
Stole her baby. It was for my veal.
Yeah, for your veal. Like, it was a cow, right?
Like, this is... I've never had veal parmesan tasted like this before. Really?
Oh my. Oh my. Wow. I did not expect that.
I know, right?
So you got any more answers there?
No, that's all we got on face page, bro.
So we're on Twitter. We got at HobiePod says nonstop Nick Cage movie-thon. I mean, at least part of that would be okay.
Yeah.
He's had some movies that were worth watching.
I'd watch Con Air a couple times.
I mean, nothing current, but, you know.
I mean, I'd watch...
Raising Arizona? I mean, really?
I'd watch
that.
The Bad Cop New Orleans
Bad
story.
Lieutenant 2.
Whatever the hell it was.
Oh, if you want to hear more about that, look through our archives, because we did a review of that movie.
It was terrible.
It was so bad.
Need some of that candy powder. What do you call it? Cookie dough or...
Oh, God, I don't remember.
Kibble. It was kibble.
Yeah, you're right.
Coffee and kibble comes back.
All I can remember is him being pissed about ruining his silk underwear when he jumped into the water.
That's true. Such a weird movie.
Yeah, it was something, all right. So, what was this? At XUCC9, there's more, but I'm not going to open it. It says, I would have guessed you can only eat from the salad bar, and the salad bar had only kale.
Bro, don't rag on kale.
I mean, if that's all you can eat, though.
I will throw it into hellfires and make kale chips. Feed the demons. He'll promote me to leader.
Maybe Lefty's there. Maybe Tony brought the veal with him.
Yeah.
Little veal, little kale salad on the side.
Little kale salad. Yeah. Thanks,
right.
Lefty.
Yeah. Or you could go like from the 80s and serve the veal on a bed of kale.
Oh, yeah.
You know, kind of how they used to put like that weird leaf of lettuce under food.
Yeah.
Like a steak or something. You're like, why is this there?
Like, Jesus, I didn't order a weird green thing.
Yeah. It's like, did I ask for a forest?
I didn't order decor.
Yeah. And at Cocktails I don't know. Whoops. Cocktails and Centaurs. I can't remember their at. There it is. At @ctails_centaurs. Says, listening to the sound of people eating, which was my answer as well, so.
You know, I'm pretty sure those two ladies are podcasting again, too. After a long hiatus.
Nice.
Yeah, so good on that.
That was a long hiatus. You're right. Most shows don't come back from that kind of hiatus, yeah. At Beside Geek Pod says, Hobie on repeat for eternity.
Brutal.
Oh, man.
Brutal.
Nice.
Oh, man. Suck a dick, Brigger. That hurts.
Yeah, right, man.
Jesus. Seriously.
I think we might be seeing Moon Wars version 2 starting.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know. Like savage.
Goddamn right.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I like it. See? That's exactly right. That's the kind of savage I'm talking about. I'm scrolling through. Oh, I just found something else I want to talk about real quick. I don't see any more, so if there's any more, I'm sorry that I missed it, but I don't want to sit here scrolling all night. really quick before we get to the one for this week. Well, I have a couple more, but anyway, real quick, dude. I got a notice from Twitter last night.
Yeah.
That I've now been on Twitter 10 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Which doesn't surprise me because
damn it.
I feel like I've been on Twitter for 10 years, you know?
If I'm on Twitter for like a day, I kind of feel like that. Bro, there's a little left.
Kill it.
No, I'm just going to hand you this. You can pour your own goddamn beer.
Damn it.
Got it? All right.
Like I'm a damn savage here. I'm going to pour my own drink.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, all right.
10 years.
Yeah.
A decade of Twitter.
Yep.
How does that make you feel? Like a real-ass dude?
Yeah. Well, you know what's the most interesting part to me about it is,
Thanks, sir.
Good. Yeah. The fact that, like, when I first joined Twitter, it was because I hated Facebook so much.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you remember when I was like, dude, you need to sign up for Twitter because Facebook sucks a dick and Twitter's way better. Yeah. And I was trying that with a bunch of people. And, then I just started writing, like, stupid stuff on there because I was just getting dumb thoughts out of my head. I wrote a lot on there about my depression at times and all this stuff. You know, that was really what I was using Twitter for, was a distraction from my depression at like 3 a.m. You know, and now I'm looking at it going, it's really interesting because I'm not spending anywhere near as much time on there, which is good.
Agreed.
You know, because for so many reasons. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have made good friends with people through Twitter. I met Roxana kind of, well, I don't know if that was through Twitter, but, you know, a lot of our talking was done through there and stuff, you know, so it's like, there's plenty of good things that have come from Twitter, and it did help to distract me. I've had people reach out to me about mental health and all that kind of stuff, so, you know, it's cool, but it's interesting is, I kind of feel like I'm not moving on, but kind of evolving how I'm using Twitter. You know, I'm not spending all day on there retweeting people and all that. Honestly, when I'm in the tweet rooms, I like being in the tweet rooms, but when people start dropping tweets, I'm like, I'm good for now. And you know, it's nothing against them. That's not what I'm using it for, really. I'm using it more as a communication tool than I am a joke writing platform.
Well, that's probably what it's really built for, honestly.
Yeah, because I've noticed that, you know, the amount of tweets I've posted over the last 6 months has been really small, but it makes sense, because the more depressed I am, the volume of tweets goes up. The happier I am, the tweets go down. So, and I feel like I'm moving the right way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably on there just talking to the people you want to talk to instead of like just like venting. Basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it kind of blew my mind a little bit, though.
Yeah, 10 years. That is wild.
Yeah, a fourth of my life I've been on Twitter, Tony.
Yeah, there you go. It's pretty wild, isn't it?
It's pretty wild, isn't it?
It's pretty wild.
All right, so let's finish up the Q to W here. As I was scrolling, I forgot. I posted a thing last night that was, you know, like sweet Jeebus. I've been on this site for 10 years, so. I gotta pull up the email here. Tony, entertain the people while I'm doing things.
Hey, yada-da-da-da-da. No, this beer we're having is terrific. It's been a while since Brian and I sat down and had a drinking episode of Salty Language.
That is very accurate.
And unfortunately, we're reaching the end. I kind of feel like we need to record something else after this.
I kind of feel like you're right. Okay. Because like you said, we got a Hop Slam sitting on deck. We got that Cigar City stuff to get.
I got Beer Barrel Rye.
Right? Yeah, we've got some work to do.
We gotta get crunk. I don't know what we're going to record about next.
I don't either.
But we should definitely record something else.
All right. Okay, so, God damn it. Fleshy. Jesus.
That's the
Fleshlight
mascot.
Yeah. Fleshy Bunny Ash, yeah. That's a whole different thing. Like, here's a fleshlight. Why does it look like a rabbit?
Because people are into that. It's Easter. Jesus.
Do you have anything else?
You never had Easter Bunny that would drop off candy and then you could just fuck it? Like, what?
That's weird. Like, dude, I thought the Easter Bunny was my dad.
I never want to eat a Cadbury egg again.
Oh, seriously.
Why is it every Easter I wake up and my ass hurts?
Oh, man.
That's just Jesus.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah. He moved the rock and came and visited you.
Oh, my.
It's getting weird.
Yeah, it is. So Fluffy Bunny Ash says...
Big fan, shout out.
Yep, her answer is, my personal hell would be getting a different answer to an equation every time I do, no matter how many times I double and triple check my work.
Bro.
Dude, that would drive me crazy.
I got a solution.
Yeah?
Don't do the math.
She can't, she's an accountant though. I mean, she has to do the math.
Oh.
You know?
Man.
Plus, you know, what if the devil's like, listen, you're doing all the math?
That would probably be my hell.
Well, see, like for her, she'd be like, cool, I'm good at math. I got this.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, oh, by the way, nothing's ever going to add up the same twice.
Remember those numbers you thought you knew? They're different in hell.
It's like, oh,
we have hell numbers.
2 plus 2 is 4. Let me double check. 2 plus 2 is 6. Like, no, that's
no. 2 plus 2 is demon dick.
Wow, dick knife.
Dick knife.
And Fluffy Bunny Ash says, for me, my eternal torture in hell will probably consist of either 1, having to scroll through an ever-refreshing Facebook feed of first day of school pictures and thirsty-ass bitches posting selfies and emotional quotes.
That's pretty funny.
Which, first of all, it's like, well, who are you following, dude? Send me some names. I don't have thirsty bitches on my timeline.
Right.
I just got people posting stupid pics of their kids.
Dude, that is the name of our beach bar.
Thirsty bitches?
Thirsty bitches.
Thirsty beaches.
Oh, that is the best. Thirsty beaches. Fuck yeah.
And
patting that shit.
This one's pretty rough too. Or number 2, having a sharp ass hangnail on my pinky toe that's constantly snagging my sock. Can't fucking wait. Yeah. Sighs and eye rolls for days.
For sure, get your cutlass out.
Yeah, take that toe right off.
For sure.
You can prevent future hangnails that way too.
Exactly.
And seriously, you don't need that toe.
That toe's, we're evolving that toe away.
Yeah, you can learn to walk easy enough without that.
You can be an X-Men, just lose that toe.
That's right.
Yeah. My X-Men power is 4 toes.
Only on 1 foot though.
Yeah, only on 1
That's
foot.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, they call me 4-toe righty.
Yeah.
Like, what's your power? 4 toes on the right foot.
Yeah. Like, what's the power though?
Yeah.
I can walk on it.
Yeah, look, it's crazy. It's like I have it still. My power is normal walking.
Yeah. Like, wow, that's... Yeah. Meanwhile, you're at the meeting with like Professor X and a Cyclops and different like board members, Storm, whatever. And they're just like, right.
Yeah. Well, we'll for sure get back to you.
Yeah, we have a lot of people to talk to today. There's no one else in line.
Definitely not.
Like, ooh, you know what? Our math never adds up right twice, so we actually don't have room for you.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, we ended up going with a different candidate.
Yeah. Like, I'm the only one who showed up.
Yeah, we still went. You can't, that's your mutant power, you can't see them.
Yeah, nice. That's a dick move right there, for sure.
Yeah, everyone up on the dais is like...
Yeah, right? Like, oh, you wouldn't know the other X-Men. She goes to school in another town.
Yeah, exactly.
That's her mutant power. She just stays the fuck away.
Yeah, she's the perfect X-Men, really.
Oh,
her code name's Booty Call.
Yeah. Yeah. You up?
Hey, girl, what you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, you ready to use that mutant power?
Oh my. Alright, so that's what I got.
That's what we got. So, it's too far away.
I like what you got. Good job.
So, since we're recording together in this here studio, which is also my dining room, we neglected to have the list of Q to W's.
Yeah, I forgot it.
But I just Googled question today, bro. And HuffPo,
oh boy,
has we're not going to do 101.
All right.
But they have 101 fun and interesting questions to perk up boring gatherings. So I think we should look at the top 10.
And answer them?
No, and just pick one for a Q to W.
Well, you were talking about something for us to record after.
I mean, I guess.
Like, do number 11 here, and then we'll do the top 10 on a separate thing. Oh, shit.
That's what we should do.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so number 11. What accomplishment... This is a Q to W. This is our cue of the W this week.
Mm-hmm.
Gang. What accomplishment are you most proud of? Brian, what accomplishment are you most proud of there, sir? Because I can tell you mine.
All right, go ahead.
Making sure this growler stayed fresh. Because it fucking did.
Yeah, I mean, it really did.
Honestly, it's probably having my kids. Because, I mean, you heard my lovely daughter earlier in the show.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they're not my kids, and I was proud of that. I mean, I tear rolled, for
sure.
You guys didn't see it. Tony and I hugged. It was real emotional.
Yeah, we made out a little bit.
Yeah, a little, I mean, a little bit. A hug turns into a butt grab. It happens.
Exactly. It just happens.
Yeah. Just normal stuff between friends.
For sure.
Just experimenting while we're both in college.
Experiment.
More seductive than sex.
Exactly.
Definitely. Thank you, Macho.
Macho Man knows all the shit, dude.
He does.
It's too bad he's gone.
Yeah. Shout out.
I wish he was still dropping knowledge on
dropping elbows.
Wrestling fans.
Oh.
I wish he could still drop elbows, but I don't know that he'd be doing that anymore. He'd be pretty old at this point.
Dude, he's his corpse.
Well, I know. I know. I'm saying if he were still alive.
Oh, okay.
This is like I keep seeing people with Hogan where they're like, one more match. And I'm like, dude, he's like 65.
Like,
he's got a horrible back. Like, come on.
He's probably a great grandpa.
Yeah. It's like, he's done enough.
He's on AARP.
Right?
He gets discounts at Bob Evans. Leave him alone.
Right? It's like, not to mention, he's done plenty for the wrestling business. I don't think he owes the wrestling business anything.
Yeah, right?
And what else is he going to do? He's already the most recognizable name ever in wrestling.
Yeah, right?
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, they did that with HBK too, and he did come back and do one more match, and I was like, he should have stayed away.
Just let him get old.
It's like, I get it. I understand that lure, because it's got to be cool to go out in front of 20,000 fans or whatever, and they're all just screaming your name, and, I mean, like us when we go outside,
It's accurate.
And,
yeah.
So, whatever. So anyway, the accomplishment I'm most proud of, I think it's there's kind of like two that I kind of have to Hobie this one. Which is, one is, us opening and maintaining a shop.
Mm-hmm. That was a hell of an accomplishment.
Because that was, the fact that we stayed open 2 years was, again, so many businesses fold in 6 months. We got 2 years. I mean, it still wasn't a long time, but in new business time, I mean, that's quite a run.
For sure.
So, I'm pretty proud of that, because we made friends through that. Up until a few years ago, I still had people like, hey, are you going to open another place? Even though it's been all this time, know, because they enjoyed,
the goodness.
Place. Yeah. And the other one would be, going for help for my depression.
I can't fault you on that one.
Yeah, because that was a big moment for me. Because like I've said on the Crazy Life, it's I got to a point where I'm like, I either need to go get help or I pretty much have to admit to myself that I'm giving in.
Right.
And I didn't want to give in. So really, to me, there was only one choice, which was go get help. And that was my hit the ground, aha moment, whatever you want to call it.
Take on me. Aha, love it.
That's 2 weeks in a row with an aha reference.
It sure is. Let's make it 3.
Nah. So yeah, those would be mine, I think.
That's good ones. So, there you go. This is like an oddly, introspective one for Salty Language.
Oh, I thought you were going to go sensual, but yeah, introspective.
Yeah. So y'all out there in Salty Language land, all you enthusiasts.
What sensual accomplishment are you most proud of?
Yeah, baby.
No.
Yeah, seriously, what accomplishment are you most proud of? Let us know, and all that.
Mm-hmm. Show me what you got.
Boom, bitches.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. If I move my head wrong.
I know.
It's like.
I know. It's very, very cranky tonight.
Yeah, exactly. If I look at the cord wrong,
I know.
It's like, fuck you.
That's why I've not been looking at it. I've been looking up at the liquor cabinet.
That's a good call.
Well, the other reason. I mean, also booze.
Booze.
So, I mean,
all the booze.
Yeah. Who doesn't like booze?
But I mean, we're nearing the 2-hour mark, so I think that's a show.
All right. Well, I guess as usual, we'll say, hey, head over to saltylanguage.com. Check out all the links there. Check out the enthusiasts that we've done. Hopefully we'll be having a new one before too long here.
Yeah, we gotta start tracking some people down.
Well, I was thinking about it, and then I was, with you kind of shifting jobs and stuff, I was like, let's give it a little time before we try to figure that out. But yeah, hopefully we'll be getting some more of those going again, and you can get all the back episodes there, so you can go check out all the references Tony and I made in this episode.
There was a lot of back references in this one.
Yeah. I actually don't think too many of them are that far back.
Yeah, true.
Like we weren't going like episode 1 or 2 this time, which we'll do occasionally.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably more on accident than anything.
Definitely the first 12, the first year, we reference a lot.
Yeah, like Turkish taffy balls.
Yeah, and gravy leg.
Gravy leg, yeah. Spastic colon surprise.
Surprise, yeah, exactly.
The best episode of the show.
Was it?
It's the one I always recommend to people.
Oof.
No, it's not.
What a rough day that was.
Sure seemed like it. So, all right. Well, if you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Tsunami.
You can find me at Monotony. You can also find me at salty_language on the old Snapchatters.
I'm at Ninjitsu. And on Instagram, I'm Tsunami, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm the Monotony on Instagram. I really don't know.
What's the show's Instagram?
Just Salty Language.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. Or it might be salty_language. I can't remember.
I don't know. But yeah, check us.
Yeah.
Check us out a little bit.
People love our Instagram though, so we're good.
Yeah, it's true. It has been getting quite a bit of look lately, so that's pretty cool.
Truth.
If you want to email us, you can email us like Q the W suggestions or questions you want us to answer at saltylanguage@gmail.com.
There you go.
I think that's pretty much all the links. If not, they're on the website, which is saltylanguage.com, because you already knew that. Please rate, review, and subscribe if you haven't already. We'd really appreciate you doing that.
It would be the best. 5-star ball wash.
For sure. We need all of those we can get.
Yeah.
All of It's funny, when I'm listening to other podcasts, like big podcasts, and they're like, oh, we need you to get those 5-star reviews. And it's like, you don't need those.
You already have like a couple tens of thousands of listeners.
Like, does Joe Rogan ask for people to, it's like, because he doesn't need to. Each one of his episodes gets millions of downloads, Anyway, a little rant there.
That's all right. You're allowed.
Yeah. But anyway, we'd appreciate it if you do that stuff for us. Share our links, on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, with your friends and enemies.
And
family, whoever you have locked up in your basement.
Like, put all these on Grandma's Cricket.
Yeah, buy your grandma a smartphone and download all our episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
Use all her data for the first month downloading our episodes.
Yeah, for sure. Bluetooth it to her like Lincoln Continental.
Yeah.
We want to blow her ears out with cunt jokes.
Yeah. I mean, maybe she'd like it.
She probably would be.
That'd be pretty cool,
Yeah,
right?
That's what you don't need, though.
No?
His grandma flying down the I-85 in her Lincoln Continental, laughing at cunt jokes.
I don't know. I think that's kind of...
She just careens through an orphanage.
I mean, they had it coming.
It's true. This is what you get for not having parents.
Yeah. Oh, my.
Way to not get adopted, stupid. You get hit by a car.
Yeah. Quit being stupid. That's why you don't get adopted.
Exactly.
No, I'm kidding.
Are you?
A little bit. So, I feel like I'm forgetting stuff, but I really don't care. It's all on saltylanguage.com.
Yeah.
And if you're a regular listener, you've already heard it a million times. Or maybe not, because you probably scrubbed through this. You don't even hear this right now. So, yeah. So I guess until next time, have an aged beer. You'll be fine.
Yeah, bro, that growler. Keep it real.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about it. Anyway, stay salty and stuff.
Yep. And always remember to have your dick knife.
I mean, you gotta be prepared, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I gotta stop at this time.